Let's get real for a moment. 2024 is almost over, and if you're not hitting your goals by now, it's likely not because you're lazy or because you're not smart, but it's most likely because your brain is working against you. Did you know that there's 3 simple brain hacks that you can implement on a daily basis going into 2025 that will set you up for the best year of your life? And the best part is, these are not just theories. These are everyday practices and routines that the best business owners, CEOs, and entrepreneurs apply to their business and to their real life every single day. And unfortunately, 90% of you are gonna take the information that I'm gonna give you in this video and you're gonna do absolutely nothing with it. However, the 10% of you that are gonna grab a hold of this and implement it into your life, get ready, because 2025 is gonna be the year that you dominate and you get 10 times the results that you got last year. Stick all the way to the end. This is gonna be the best video you watch all day. I'm Talon, and I show Christians just like you how to live successful lives, tap into your full potential, and unlock the destiny that God has for you, simply using the biblical principles that God has provided for you out of His Word. Step number 1 to dominating in 2025 is program your spirit man. Now, you'll hear it said in the secular world to program your subconscious. Well, what psychology calls your subconscious, the Bible calls your spirit man. Did you know that 95% of everything that you do comes out of your spirit or your subconscious? You can actually program the way that you operate on a daily basis by applying these simple, practical techniques. The Bible says in Romans chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, that your mind is made up of patterns. Did you know that you can control the patterns of your mind? And the Bible actually says you can transform the way that your mind operates. You know, they say you are what you eat, and that is true to an extent in your natural body, but it also is true to an extent in your mind, your will, your emotions. What you consume on a daily basis and what you allow to come out of your mouth actually programs your day-to-day habits. The 2 practical ways to reprogram your spirit and your subconscious is what you ingest in your eyes and in your ears, and number 2, what you allow to come out of your mouth. It says in the book of James that the tongue is like a small rudder on a big ship. Though it is a tiny member, it controls the whole body. You know, they did a study many years ago about the different pain centers in the body, and they found that you can touch different points on your brain that will light up different areas of your body. For example, you can touch one lobe in your brain and your left arm will light up. You can touch another part of the brain and the right leg will light up. But there's one part of the brain that will light up your entire body. Can you guess what it is? It's the speech center of the brain. That means medical science has proven what the Bible says when your tongue is a tiny member, but it controls your entire body. Change the words that are coming out of your mouth on a daily basis, and you can reprogram your mind, your will, and your emotions to be a wrecking ball and a force dominating in 2025. And I'll give you one small piece of homework to ensure that you do this. Write down 3 strong confessions out of the Bible that you can say on a daily basis. I'll give you a perfect example. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22. It says, "The blessing of the Lord makes a man rich and adds no sorrow with it." So on a daily basis, you should wake up and say, "The blessing of the Lord makes me rich every single day, and He adds no sorrow with it." Making confessions of faith like that will program your life for a great destiny. Now, here is your second brain hack to help you dominate in 2025. You must learn how to master the dopamine in your brain. Dopamine is your brain's reward chemical. It's what makes you feel good when you accomplish something. Now, the problem is most people use this wrong. The only time they get a dopamine hit is when they're scrolling through social media or they're playing video games. Medical science actually calls this cheap dopamine hits, and it keeps you stuck in life. Did you know that you can hack your brain to release dopamine specifically when you accomplish tasks? Now, why is that important? You can keep yourself in a constant euphoric state and actually train your brain to release dopamine when you've done something productive. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't happen overnight. I've built up my brain to function like this over the last 6 or 7 years now, and it started with something as small as making my bed in the morning. You know, if you wake up and the first thing that you do in the morning is make your bed and make it straight, make it tight, make it perfect, your brain gets a sense of accomplishment. And when the first thing you do when you get out of bed in the morning is crush a task and be productive, you program your brain to move in that direction the rest of the day. So practically, find 3 easy ways that you can be effective, productive, and make small victories or accomplishments on a daily basis. This will begin to train your brain to release dopamine when you accomplish things and you are productive. This will keep you in a high energetic state and keep you motivated to operate on 10 cylinders every day of your life. Here's a simple exercise that you can practice. Take your big goals every single week and break them down into tiny chunks that you can accomplish on a daily basis. This is how you're going to train your brain to be programmed to be successful. You don't want to have tasks or goals that are so big that you're always missing them. Otherwise, you will train yourself to feel like a failure. You want to make sure that you give yourself the upper hand. If you break down big goals into small daily tasks, you will constantly keep your mind in a state of victory, in a state of winning, and in a state of progress. And you will watch how you will begin to move 10 times faster than everybody else. Step number 3 to hacking your brain for success in 2025. You need to practice the art of visualization. You need on a daily basis to visualize the future that you desire. Did you know that your brain actually cannot tell the difference between reality and a vividly imagined future? As a matter of fact, years ago they did a study with a basketball team, and they had one individual student shoot 500 free throws every single day for an entire week. While that person was shooting free throws and building up mind-muscle memory, the coach had another student who sat in the locker room, and he told him, I want you to imagine and visualize yourself shooting 500 free throws and making every single shot. And they both did that for a week. When they came back together, they actually found that both of them had built mind-muscle connection for shooting free throws. It was almost as if the boy in the locker room was doing the exact same thing that the boy actually shooting the free throws was doing, because he had vividly imagined it so well. Your brain cannot tell the difference between reality and a vivid imagination. Now, here's a simple practice that you can do on a daily basis to imagine your future. Take 5 to 10 minutes every single day to see yourself where you would like to be this time next year. What kind of car are you in? What does the leather smell like? What is the seatbelt like? What does it feel like when you turn on the engine? What kind of clothes are you wearing? What kind of house are you living in? Where is your business at? Where is your ministry at? What are you smelling like? What kind of cologne are you wearing? What do you have a beard? How did you cut your hair? Visualize everything down to a T and watch how it will become a reality. Someone once said that your brain is like a GPS. If you don't give it a destination, it won't go anywhere. However, visualization and vision set the coordinates for your future. Now, in conclusion, the number one key for hacking your brain for success in 2025 is reprogramming your spirit man with your confessions of faith. The world calls it positive affirmations, but they forget that the Bible wrote about this 2,000 years ago and called it a confession of faith. Number 2, use dopamine as the fuel for your productivity. Train your brain on a regular basis to be productive and celebrate tiny victories to release that dopamine and keep you running at full speed all day long. And number 3, visualize your success every day of your life. You should never have a day go by that you don't implement these 3 practical steps. And I guarantee you, if you begin to implement these in 2025, it is going to be the best year of your life. If you're somebody that wants to lock in 2025 and make it the best year of your life, I give you 8 practical steps that I'm going to be implementing in my multi-million-dollar business to take us to the 8-figure level very quickly. Go ahead and click this video on your screen right now and lock in with me in 2025. I'll see you there.